Isaiah 2 and 17. And the loftiness of man shall be bowed down, and the haughtiness of men shall be made low, and Yahweh alone shall be exalted in that day. And the idols he shall utterly abolish, and they shall go into the holes of the rocks and the caves of the earth for the fear of the Lord, and for the glory of his majesty, when he arises to shake terribly the earth. And that day a man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they have made one for himself to worship, to the moles and to the bats. All right. Shalom. We are the real Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which now have mixed and mingled with the other nations, the earth, which looks like the other nations as well. All right. All praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles out in New York, Great Millstone, GMS. Honors to all Akim around the planet, lifting up the name of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, in truth and sincerity. This is Brother Uriah from Great Millstone, Chicago. I just want to bring another lesson and rejoice in the scriptures continually coming to pass in the face.
Hold on, B. We gonna get this work. A large number of Indians have thrown the idols of the gods they worshipped on the streets as the numbers of coronavirus infections and deaths skyrocket in the country. Indians expressed their anger at the idols that they worshipped and sacrificed themselves for, but the idols did not protect them from the coronavirus. They prayed to the idols because they believed that it could save them from the virus, but they finally discovered that they could not do anything, and hence they destroyed it. The number of daily coronavirus deaths in India has been reaching a record number of 3,780, as the total number of infections exceeded 20 million. India's underfunded health system has struggled to cope with the recent wave of COVID, with patients dying in hospital parking lots from lack of oxygen and beds.
Beautiful, beautiful. So this is another example. That's the Lord said. Matter of fact, let's go back. All right, matter of fact, let's go up and see what time frame we're looking at. Isaiah the second chapter, verse 1. The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem, and it shall come to pass in the last days. This is talking about the last days, the end of time, which even all the scholars today, theological scholars, will tell you it's the last days. All right, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the tops of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it. All right, the mountain of the Lord's house, which is the Lord's house, is the Israelites, and out of the Israelites, the top of the Israelites is the house of David, which is the ruling prophets and priests and kings of Yasharallah and existence, the true servants of the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, who they call Jehovah, and Jesus, Jehovah, the Yahweh, and that is Yahweh, and who they call Jesus is Yahweh Shai in a pure Hebrew. Okay, and he said, we're going to be established in the tops of the mountain over all the nations, and all the nations are going to come to us. And many shall go and say, come ye, and let us go to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. All right, and he shall judge amongst the nations and rebuke many peoples, and he shall beat their swords into plowshares. All right, which proves that the so-called Israelis over there now are not the Israelites, because if they were there and the Lord would have set them up, there would be no more weapons of war and going on between the people. All right, and their spears into pruning hooks. A nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. All right, and this is what's going on. All right, verse 7. Their land also is full of silver and gold, neither is there any end of their treasures. Their land is also full of horses, neither is there any end of their chariots. Their land also is full of idols. They worship the works of their own hands, that which their own fingers have made. And this is something that's perpetuated not only by Esau, but all the heathens. The brother had posted in the video, GMS Get This Work, Psalms 96 and 5. All the gods of the nations are idols. All the gods of the nations are idols. All right? And the Most High is about to exalt himself because he's sick and tired of all these goddamn idols and idol worshiping. All right? And the mean man bowed down, and the great man humbled himself. Therefore forgive them not. Enter into the rock and hide thee in the dust for the fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty. The lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty, and that's all the goddamn nations, and upon everyone that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low. All right, jumping down. Verse 17. And the loftiness of man shall be bowed down, and the haughtiness of man shall be made low, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day, and the idols he shall utterly abolish. All right? That's going back to that verse 20. In that day the man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they have made one for himself to worship, to the moles and to the bats. They're going to throw them out. All right? And that's the evidence here. And this is one side, and this is, I'm only showing the one of India, but this is going to happen all across the globe. This is going to happen in China. It's going to happen in Japan. It's going to happen in India. It's going to happen in Russia. It's going to happen in Uzbekistan and Taiwan. It's going to happen in the Philistines. It's going to happen in America. It's going to happen all over the planet where the idols are. It's not going to be one damn idol ever. All right? There's got to be no more idols, bro. All right? For the Lord is great and greatly to be praised. He's to be feared of.
A large number of Indians have thrown the idols of the gods they worshipped on the streets as the numbers of coronavirus infections and deaths skyrocket in the country.
And that's also prophecy. The Lord said, "Go to let your idols see if they're going to save thee." Matter of fact, let's see if I can find just an easy precept, a practical quick one. There's a bunch of them. I have nothing jump to the top of my head. See if the gods shall save thee. Your false ass God shall save thee. Alright? Alright. Yeah, Jeremiah 11 and 12. Then shall the cities of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem go and cry unto their gods, unto whom they offer incense, but they shall not save them at all in the time of their trouble. These false ass gods ain't saving you. And this is what they're showing you over in India. They're like, man, we all died. 3,000 motherfuckers are dead. Oh, they died. And then their holy Haman Hagman ain't doing shit for their ass. So now they're like, man, fuck this shit, man. This shit ain't even do shit with them. Jeremiah 2:20. But where are thy gods that thou hast made thee? Let them arise, if they can save thee in the time of thy trouble. For according to the number of thy cities are thy gods, O Judah. All right, now the Lord is speaking to us from a Hebrew Israelite perspective, because we are the true sons and daughters of living power. We can't serve nobody else. The heathens don't supposed to either. All right, but the Lord gave us the law, statutes, commandments. He gave us the covenants. And we went under every molehill, on the hill, and every mountain, and under every green tree and every false tree, looking for faith and following madness. But all these nations, all they can produce is madness. Makes me think of a Dagon and how their false ass God kept falling and ended up coming down a stump before the Ark of the Covenant in Israel. All right. It makes me think of a lot of these heathen nations when they'll say, well, shit, when they got the Philistines had the hemorrhoids, and because they had the Ark of the Covenant, and they'll say, well, so let's see, we go put the ox, and he take this to the Israelites. We know that their God did this. Yep, that's their God. Yep, there's the God. They're the ones who got the real God. Nebuchadnezzar, what did he say? He said, hey, the Israelites, their God, they got the real God. Their God is alive. They got the real power. He's the God and the Lord of the heavens above. Lord is making himself known. He's doing it in every single way. And it's a beautiful thing to see an example of that. Matter of fact, I got one last scripture. What's it say? Will a nation change their gods? All right. Will change, right? I think it says, I'm butchering it. It's like it. Let's see. Yes, Jeremiah 2 and 11. Have a nation changed their gods, which are yet not gods, which are yet no gods? But my people have changed their glory for that which doth not profit. Okay? But the nation, you don't never see nobody saying, this right here is unheard of. It's beautiful.
Indians expressed their anger at the idols that they worshipped and sacrificed themselves for, but the idols did not protect them from the coronavirus. They prayed to the idols because they believed that it could save them from the virus, but they finally discovered that they could not do anything, and hence they destroyed it. The number of daily coronavirus deaths in India has been reaching a record number of 3,780 as the total number of coronavirus deaths in and hence they discovered that they could not do anything, and hence they destroyed it. The number of that could save them from the did not protect them from sacrificed themselves for, but the idols did not protect them from the coronavirus. They prayed to the idols because they believed that it could save them from the virus, but they finally discovered that they could not do anything, and hence they destroyed it.
And there you go. There you go. Oh, I'm loving it. I love the spirit in the scriptures, man. All right. The idols he shall utterly abolish, man. All right, they're gonna cast them into the street, man. All right, and like Jeremiah said, I think it was verse 10 or 11. See, no, it's the other one I just read it, but basically, let them go see if your idol's gonna save thee in that day. Let's see if they're gonna save thee. All right, because they're not. All right. But I read it. I'm not about to go look for it again. You saw it. Hopefully, this has been edifying to the spirit and power of Yahweh, Shem Shai, Shem Kakadash. All praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Shem Yahweh Shai, Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles out in New York, Great Millstone, and GMS. Honors to all I can around the planet, lifting up the name of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, and truth and sincerity. With that, I must say Shalom, Abba Ball, and until next time. Shalom.